Spaghetti! Hello people, Jerry speaking. Welcome to TheCrazyBunch's WebShow's number 104. Today we're doing not one, not two, but 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dev topics. And then we're doing a special holiday, special day we're going to talk about right after we do the 8 dev topics. So let's do it now, shall we? So we got for us. Start with Colin Sue Collins. Here we go. For that name, she was best known for an American child actress who appeared in films during the growing 8 years of Hollywood. Although she did not make a traditional film career in Hollywood adulthood, she appeared in 47 films in total. She was born on April 19th, 1927 in Buckley, West Virginia. She later moved to Los Angeles, California along with her mother and older sister. Collins made her acting debut in Unexpected Father in 1942, at the age of 5. She starred opposite Slim Somerville and Zazu Pitts, playing Somerville's adopted daughter. She appeared in American romantic dramas such as Smiling Through in 1942, starring Norma Shear, her last name, Frederick March, and Leslie Howard. It was a remake of a solid film of the same name made of a decade earlier. And Collins had a minor role in Sayre's character Kathleen Wade as a young girl. Smiling Through was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Picture for 1942, but did not win, unfortunately. Though Collins appeared in 5 motion pictures in 1942, Mary was a supporting cast member. The film was made by different studios, such as MGM, Paramount, and Universal. In 1943, Collins' career continued to consist mostly of playing either Lee Lays or daughter or Lee Lay for herself in a flashback scene. For instance, in Touch Singer, she played Connie's Carbert daughter Sally Trent, age 5. Because both mother and daughter had the same name in the film. She often mistakenly classified as playing Colbert in The Child. Colbert's character never appears in the film as a child in the film. Another example is when she was cast as Queen Christina as a child in an MGM biographical film in the same name, starring Greta Garbo. Queen Christina was well received by film critics at the same time. She has a small part of the daughter of the farmer in Price Fire and the Lady. As part of his main writer, Francis Marion, was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Writing and Original Story. In 1924, Collins had a supporting role for the horror film Black Moon. She featured in Collins Moore's last film, The Scarlet Letter. She was cast as William Pearl and Maria Lloyd's character's daughter, Dorothy, in Avian Princess like that, which Spice Leeds was not part of the Thin Man franchise. In the world, excuses like that, she had a rare billing in the movie posters like that, produced by a small studio, Chesterfield Pictures. The film also features fellow child actor Dickie Moore, who she was appeared later that year in Little Man. In the 1980s, Moore reviewed her among many other child actors for his book Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, but not gonna say the S word in this episode, or Take the Car, something like that. But she played a princess in John Farrell's 21-minute MGM short, The Spaghetti Maker. It was Farrell's director debut. It was filmed in the free strip Technicolor. Collins' reportedly salary was in 1944 was $250 per week. It's budgeted $5,876 in 2024 years. Collins was eventually cast as Becky Thatcher in the Adventures of Tom Sawyer in 1938, but her role was changed to Amy Rollins, but she was considered to be too tall for Tommy Kelly, something like that. She said that writer Harry Dawson, 33 years his senior, tried to force her to have, I'm not going to say the S word, with him in exchange for he could go over the age 15. She refused to tell Louis B. Mayer, something like that, about what has happened, who has non-traumatized and dismissive about it. Rarely wrote for college with a 1945 Columbia Pictures drama, Youth on Trail, something like that, which she played Julie Dar, something like that, and a court judge. Her last movie was prepared the same year after which she retired from show business at the age of 18. Personal life. Around 1944, Collins married Ivan Schwarber, from that, a wealthy rancher from Nevada. In 1960, Robert stole 2 mink coats from her home while she was on vacation. Around 1961, she married James Morgan Cox, something like that. Anyway, in the 1996 article, Collins referred to Susie Nays and lived in Phoenix, Arizona. Her husband at the time was beer owner Harry Nays, who died in 2002 of June at the age of 87. Having appeared in Great Oak Crabbo's 2 films. Collins and Garbo remained in the contact with Garbo's death in 1990. Collins had 3 children with husband James McKay. She died on April 27th, 2025 in her home in Beverly Hills, California, from a combination of stroke, and she was 98 years old. The next death topic has to do with Priscilla Poyer, born Priscilla Mary Poyer. She was an American theater, film, and television actress. She began her career at the age of in the theater in the late 1940s, something like that, including productions on Broadway, then moved to Hollywood, pursuing a television and film career that began in the early 1950s. She was widely known for recording 1981 to 1983 role in 44 episodes in the popular television series Dallas as Rebecca Barnes Wentworth. She was born May 18th, 1924 in New York City. Her mother, Augusta Gus Winard Poyer, 1898 to 1970, Nee Davis, was a sculptor and an illustrator. Her father, Kenneth Keith Poyer, 1890 to 1984, was an artist with that. One of the material great-grandfathers, Jacob Barrett Cohen, was from a Jewish family who have lived in the United States in the 1700s. Pointed to 100 in May 2024. She was married to film and stage director Jules Ivory, something like that. Former Australian director of Lincoln Center, something like that. From 1947 until his death in 1979, they were parents of Kay Ivory. Director David Ivory and actress Amy Ivory. Her daughter, she was mother-in-law of filmmaker Steven Spielberg and Ronald Burrell, respectively. She was the widow of Robert Simmons, who she married in 1980. I'm not going to say her background, but the rest of her background, but I'm going to move on. Her career began with this, okay? In television, okay? Okay, move on. Poyer was a performer in the late 1940s on. She started her career with the Top Fear and appeared on Broadway as well as several tours in A Streetcar Named Desire, Countrywide, Carnival Anatolia. She's also featured in television series such as China Smith, also known as The New Adventures of China Smith in 1954. Long hiatus, Poyer turns to acting in the early 1970s. She also, her first major starring role was on television soap opera Where the Heart Is, as Aria reigned from 1972 and 1973 respectively. Her films career began with this, okay? Her parents appeared including Carrie in 1976 when she played the on-screen mother, Amy Ivory's character, the Onion Field in 1979, Mommy Dearest in 1981, Twilight Zone the movie in 1983, Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors in 1987, David Lynch's Blue Velvet and Kanye Moon in 1999. In addition to Carrie, she played the on-screen mother of Amy Ivory and Honeysuckle Rose in 1988 and Carrie Away in 1996. They were both in films in Completion in 1988, Mickey and Molly in 1984, something like that. Point appeared in 3 films directed by her son. Rumpelstiltskin, a 1987 musical film version which starred her daughter. Goodbye Crow Road and Chud CHUD 2, the Bud CHUD. Anyway, anyway. Television career began, also continued with, started with, Point made guest appearances on television including Adam 12, LA Law, The A-Team, Judge Amy, Rockford Files, and Cold Case. From 1981 to 1983, Point has a recurring role in the soap opera Dallas as Megan Barnes Wentworth, the mother of Cliff Barnes, Ken Corswell, that's his last name, sorry, anyway. Penelope Barnes Ewing, played by Victoria Principal, and Kathleen Wentworth, played by Morgan Brittany. Point has passed away on the Innocent Living Factory in Lynchburg, Connecticut on April 28, 2025. She was 100 years old. It's now survived by her daughter, Amy Ivory. Wow. Now, my next topic has to do with Ruth Buzzy. Born Ruth Ann Buzzy, she was an American actress and comedian, something like that. She was appeared on stage, films, and on television. She was best known for her performance on the comedy variety show Roland Martin's Laugh-In from 1968 to 1973, for which she won a Golden Globe Award, received 5 Emmy nominations. She was born on July 24th, 1936, West Reed, Rhode Island. Daughter of Rena Pauline and Angela Pierre Buzzy, something like that. Angela Pierre Buzzy, a nationally regarded stone sculpture. Her father was, who came to be for the Swiss family, immigrated from almost Switzerland in 1923. She was raised in the village of Western Clarksville in the town of Scarlet, Connecticut. Stone house overlooking the ocean in Quasquequock Cove, something like that. With her father owned Buzzy Memorials. Okay, business that older brother Harold operated until his retirement in 2013. Buzzy attended Starleton High School, where she had cheerleader at the age of 18. She moved across the country and enrolled in the Pioneer Playhouse College of Theater Arts, where her classmates include Dustin Hoffman, who played Hook and Captain Hook, something like that, and Gene Hackman, who, at the time, I talked about this during the death topic of Gene Hackman in my Friday show before. Go check it out. She graduated with honors in 1957 in June. Her early successes in career began with this. Before graduation from college, Buzzy was an organ union actress, performing in musical and comedy reviews. Her first job in show business was at the age of 19, traveling with singer Ruby Valley, something like that, in a live musical and comedy act during her summer break from college. It allowed her to graduate with the Actors Equality Association union card. She moved to New York City after graduation and was hired immediately to lead the role in an off-Broadway musical revue, the first of 19 in which she performed around the East Coast. She worked alongside her other young performers, just began their careers at the time, including Barbara Streisand, Joan Rivers, Dom DeLuise, and Carol Burnett. She performed in New York musical variety shows, and then she made numerous television commercials, some of which won national awards, including the Cecil Award. First national recreation of television came in on Dick Gary Moore's show in 1964. Shortly after, Carol Burnett was replaced by Dorothy Lawrence in the series, like that. She performed in Saga the Silent, like that. Broadway musicians assisted for her comedy partner, Dom DeLuise, like that, who played Dominic the Great. Buzz was a member of the regular reportedly kept comedy on the CBS variety show The Entertainers from 1964 until 1965. In 1966 and 1967, she appeared in Sweet Charity with Gwen Verne in the original cast, playing three small parts: The Good Fairy, One with Hat, and Revenants, like that. On Laugh-In and related works, like that. In 1967, Buzzy appeared on all 8 episodes of Steve Allen Comedy Hour. A variety series starring Steve Allen, something like that. Her career parts in Allen's sketches led her to be cast for NBC's new show, Warren Martin's Laugh-In. She was the only featured player to appear in every episode of Laugh-In, including the pilot of the show and the Laugh-In television special, or something like that. Among her recurring characters on Laugh-In were Flicker Farkle, the youngest of the Farkle family, Buzzy, something like that, and Hannah Hooper type Hollywood gossip columnist, Doris Swiffer. It's like, anyway, Muppet Show did it. Next, the cocktail tongue has to be who always got smashed with husband Leonard, Dick Martin, like that. In one of the Broadway Airlines Switzerland, a communist flight attendant. Anyways, Buzzy was probably best known for her role as Swiss Spencer Glaze Armstrong, something like that. Glaze and down, drab, something like that, brown with her bun, hairdo, covered by a visible hairnet knob in the middle of her forehead, something like that. She first used the logo when playing Agnes Gooch in the school production of Eddie Mayne. In most sketches, her first approach that was used by a weapon. Wow. Anyway, misspoke out. Anyway, in which she was thrown away vigorously at anyone who encouraged her wrath, something like that. She most often was a willing object on the advances of R.T. Johnson's dirty old man character, Charlie Walsh, my name, sorry. F. Harney, something like that. NBC correctly called these two characters the Nitwits when they went to animation in the mid-1970s as part of a series, Baggy Pants and Nitwits. Buzzy and Johnson both voiced their respective roles in the cartoon. Okay? Buzzy appeared on The Grays and many other NBC's Dean Martin comedy roles. For MGM Grand Hotel in Las Vegas, bringing about notable roles including Mommy Alley, Frank Sinatra, Lucille Ball. In each case, Glaze partially attacked the hurry with her purse. She was also hit Martin when he eventually made departing remarks and her looks in the romantic prospects. Anyway, continued success on television. She was featured on the second season of the comedy That Girl as Marl Thomas's friend, Margie Pearson. She starred with Jim Nabors in time-traveling Amoy's Feeding Farm and Last Sorcerer. Produced by Sid Marty Krofft, which aired from September 11, 1985 until September 2nd, 1986 for 16 episodes. In 1979, she co-starred in the Canadian children's comedy show You Can't Do That on Television, also known as Where We Turns You On. Dean Martin's producer Dre Garrison hired her for the comedy specials starring Don Ruse. She recorded the single You Gotta Hear the Song in 1967, which reached number 9 on Billboard's national country music charts. Billboard joke in 2022 and his site saying this: "His melody, my hit song. I want to thank the millions and millions of you who don't buy the copy. I gotta spend quality time at home in 78 instead of spending it in front of all those graduating audiences." Wow. Buzz was a guest star in many television series as Chloe, the wife of phone comedy worker Harry B. Mayer, Marvin Kaufman on Alice 1981, and Down There 1985. Then the following things: Donnie and Murray, Flip Wilson show, something like that. Dean Martin Music and Comedy Hour, Dean Martin Rose, Carl Burnett Show, Tony Randall and Dawn, The Monkees, Emergency and variety shows hosted by Leslie Uggams and Glenn Campbell. She also appeared occasionally on game shows and was a celebrity judge on the Gone Show. She appeared on Lucille Ball's last comedy, Life with Lucy, as Mrs. Wilcox. Okay, in the episode Lucy Make a Hit with John Ritter. She appeared 8 times on The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. She also appeared as the voice of Nose Marie in Hanna-Barbera's animated series Pound Puppies 1986. She also voiced Mama Bear in The Bears Say Bears 1985. Unrated for that, sorry. And performed hundreds of guest voices for many other cartoon series, including The Smurfs, The Angry Beavers, and Mo Williams' Sheep in the Big City, which I see. She also joined the cast of Sesame Street in 1993, which as shopkeeper Rufy is part of her Around the Corner set explanation. Ruby ran for the Fire Keepers, which sold items previously owned by fairy tale and nursery rhyme characters. Okay, after Severus moved in 1999, she continued to appear in the show in inserts, including costume and other characters. She will voice Susie Caboose, which I have seen as a kid and I've seen as a childhood growing up. And her pet cat Faff, and an animated person which was shown in the show from 1994 to 2008. She was spotted role as Wolfie in Sesame Street Stays at Up Late, Sesame Street All-Stars 25th birthday, Sesame Streets and Stars Forever, and Elmo-Palooza, as well as the direct-to-video production, The Best Elmo, and the feature-length film, The Adventures of Elmo and Grouchland. Okay? Buzzy appeared in the Weird Al Yankovic video Gump, and Spotty appeared on the other music videos with the B-52s, President of the United States of America. She appeared on Saved by the Bell, Muppet Show, 2 episodes of You Can't Do That on Television in 1979, as well as the entire run You Can't Do That on Television spin-off, Wherever It Turns You On. Numbers of other television shows. She played the role of the cardiac nurse Convicts on NBC's daytime soap opera Passions. 2006, 2007, she made guest appearances on the children's television series Come On Over. She also featured roles in more than 20 films, including Choo Choo and the Pretty Flash, Freaky Friday, which I had to go back and check out, the North Avenue Irregulars, The Apple Dumpling Game, Rise Again, Villain, Bean, Syrup 2, the Elmo's and Groucho, Adventures of Elmo Groucho, and a number of Western and European market known as the Lucky Luke series, which was, she played as a mother of the Darling Game. In 2021, she announced her on social media she was officially retired from acting. Personal life, illness, and death. Okay? She was a charter member of the Pashwa Playhouse Alumni Association. She painted as a hobby. She have never officially her oil paintings for sale for public. Chose to donate original works to charity, which was sold in excess of $6,000. Wow. She supported a number of children's charities, including Make-A-Wish Foundation, Special Olympics, the Italians, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, Big Brother's Big Sister of America. She was in the Children's Arts Summer Camp sponsored by the Dallas Museum of Legal Art. She acted in fundraising the Albia Animal Rescue Ranch in Miami, Texas, and other animal causes. But lived with her husband, actor Kent Perkins, on the 600-acre, 240 cattle and horse ranch near 70, Texas. They were avid IMF collectors. Their collection focused on post-war English vehicles, including Bentley, Rolls-Royce, and Jaguar. Those also includes several American varieties from that and muscle cars. Some of the cars have been donated to the Pearson IMF Museum, Los Angeles. Red for a jetted 1957 Chevrolet Camry that was exhibited from 1993 to 2011. As part of a display honors the cars of Steve McQueen, Buzzy's 1960s Rolls-Royce, Steve McQueen, some crowd from that drophead called was on display for the Century of Evidence exhibit, and Buzz was named, and the number of songs, including House of Pain, I'm Swing It, The Bleeds, Move Buzzy, Better Watch Your Back, and the one when Conway Twitty Do It, The Reason Our Kids Are Ugly. She was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease in 2012, and in July 2022, it's reported that Buzzy has suffered a series of strokes and was improving. She died at her home in her sleep, in hospital care, in her home in 70, Texas, last Thursday, a convention of Alzheimer's disease. She was 88 years old. The next topic has to do with Jackson Goose. Born at Jackson Bunch's Goose, he was American comics artist who worked on comics industry began in the 1980s. He was born in Chattanooga, Tennessee on June 27, 1951. Growing up in the 1960s, Ghost was a founder of legendary stop-motion animator and filmmaker Ray Harryhausen, who influenced to be seen in some of Geis's work, who nominated the Muhammadan's Project Olympiads. His career began in the 1980s, which he was said this, okay? Geis began a career with fantasized work, and designs patches of amateurs work for a small company in North Carolina, okay? His first comics work was penciling and inking and eventually published The Crossroads #1 in November 1982. Although he had previously ghosted the Pat Parligan Rom Annual #1 in 1982, on the strength of his fan-sized work, and Geis believes in the Beehive's Worms writer Bill Maxwell, Marvel editor Al Markham offered him to try out a toy spin-off of Lagonauts, like that. Referring to Rom Annual #1 and Lagonauts #48 in December 1982, he remarked that both were breaking points for me to getting the comics. Wow. Guys, we continued the penciling Lagonauts until 58, until May 1984, okay? In July 1983, Bunch Guys portfolio appeared on the pages of Marvel Fanfare #9, and Guys we continued the official handbook of Marvel Universe, Chris Claremont and Bill Manfred's X-Men, the modernized 4-issue miniseries, as well as initial issues and a number of different titles. In 1984, he drew Marvel Comics and adaptation of Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom, inked Dazzler. In 1986, he penciled X Factor, considerably contributing the pencils to the new Mountain, something like that. Anyway, in mid-1987, he was credited with inks to Brian Goss's pencil for 5 issues of adventure publications Adventurers, which was written and edited by Scott McHigh, something like that. That same year, Guys collaborated on several different titles with writer Mike Baron, something like that, including issues of First Comics, Bagger, Nexus, and the Chronicles of Quran. Guys work on with Baron and projects from DC Comics. He penciled Teen Titans Spotlight, number 7, number 8, before getting more collaborating DC readers with his work on the relaunch post-Crisis Infinite Earth the Flash, number 1. This spurred Flash series featuring Wally West after the demise of Barry Allen in the Crisis Infinite Earth series. Guys drew 10 of the first 11 issues in 1988 until 1999. Guys produced a series of covers of quality comics, Freeway 2018, preprint titles 2018 Showcase. Well, penciling the Iron Man title for Marvel in 1989, he began the artist for Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme. 1990s. In that Guy's cover for Doctor Strange number 15, March 1990, using Christian music singer Amy Grant. Oh yeah, my Christian music bad. But anyway, whiteness without her permission. Wow. Leading her management filing for complaint against Marvel Comics, saying the cover gave her the appearance she was associated with witchcraft. Wow. U.S. District Court sealed the out-of-court settlement between Grand Marvel in early 1991 because they're disgraced that Marvel did not admit that any limited wrongdoing. Wow. Guys and writer Walt Simonson co-created the Alvin character in Fantastic Four. Wow. Annual number 23, 1990. In 1991, Guys took over the penciling Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. for moving back to DC Comics. Guys drew Agent Comics numbers 636 in 1911 from April 1992 to July 95. It's working with writers Roger Stern and David McQueen, something like that. During this run, Guys ensured along with editor Mike Collin, Dan Jurgens, something like that, released Simonson and others with the archivist of David Death of Superman storyline, something like that. When Superman died was showing Guys incorporated according to that character in the region of Superman story arc, began the Adventures of Superman number 500 in June 93. Spun out of the event, starring the Guys collaborated in the Supergirl miniseries, while drawing action comics with that. Anyway, he also worked with writer James Robinson on Dark Horse Comics, the Terminator Endgame miniseries in October 92. Okay, which Chris Garrett and the first 4 issues of Aliens Premier, the days of the species from July 93 until January 1994. Toward the end of 95, Guys moved to Valiant Comics, began the regular pencil of Ember Warrior. Guys pencil parts of the Sliders Norman comic book, based on the TV series Sliders, written by show star Jerry O'Connor. With that. The Guys draw of the series was a virtual treat for Jerry O'Connor and Budge Guys. as he used to be called during his successful run in Marvel Comics, was a favorite of his during his comic reading years. Wow. Guys illustrated the 4-issue DC Marvel RSS miniseries in December 96 and February 1997, following the cross-comedy DC vs. Marvel, Marvel vs. DC event. He was one of the main artists to contribute the landmark marriage between Superman and Lois Lane. Superman went down in December 96. In May 97, Guys branch launched referring Mercury Man requires Dan Absent, Emmett, and Annie Lane. Passed all 27 issues of 8 game most of them, including special 1 millionth issue of DC 1 millionth event. The series was cancelled in August 1999. Wow. Into 2000s. In March 2000, Guys began the artist of Burn Play. Wow. Issues number 15 to 34. In addition to Guys redrew Robin and Orange story in Batman Gotham City Secret Files and Origins, and the Universe X Spy one-shot for Marvel. After his run in Birds of Prey, Guys had left DC Comics, moved to Tampa, Florida, to work on for Lost Gem. Anyway, it was bought to launch Ruse and with Mark Reyes like that. In November 2001, family of Virginia steam truck box like that detective story. Both sound analog on Earth in far distant future, and part of Cross Gen's Songverse. Guys continued to password Ruse until his cancellation of November 26 and January 2004. Guys resigned Cross Gen just as part of the layoffs before the remaining staff releasing it from executive status. Writer Jeff Johns, one of Almoy's biggest supporters when the very began their U.S. publishing programs, pitched a story with Chris graphics with that. Anyway, featuring every great monster from Greek mysteries with that, from medallions with that, for the medallions, anyway, to the Sumerian birds. Wow. Humanoids, and their Paul Benjamin, who began to search throughout the world of any great artist who would appeal to both American European audience. Wow. Butch was always our minds for the book, but he was busy drawing rules with Cross Gen. When we began talking to Butch, he became available to Olympians with his perfect fit. Guy said Humanoids and Olympus when that. Guy said, anyway. Been interested in working with Paul Benjamin Humanoids for several years now. Their approach to the material, both in the quality and design of product, as well as existence worldwide market, they credited with a variety of genres. Humanoids' interest for me, after my examination with Cross Gen style, I contacted Paul and we started to talk about possibilities. Once I read 2 scripts of Endless, I knew exactly the type of thing I wanted to enjoy drawing. Having it to be written by Jeff and Chris was a very appreciable bonus. I've only attended 2 volumes to date, only to the first have been seen print. This is likely due to the lapsing of MLI's U.S. distribution deal with DC. And Guy said in December 2003, while working on Volume 1, that the book wraps on March 2004. While he was then scheduled to work on Volume 2 almost immediately. After leaving Cross Gen 2000, after leaving Cross Gen, something like that, Guys worked with the writer Warren Ellis in the 6-issue story arc entitled New Maps of Hell. But DC's JOA classified title, and then work with, and then 1 year later revamping Aquaman, and Kirk Bosley's Aquaman Sword of Atlantis, debuting with number 4 in the previous Aquaman title. Guys say 8 issues, and Bosley said that his honest colleague, some of that, aside from being a terrific artist, some and strong storyteller, some of that. But she can really make you believe in exciting some of that fantasy worlds of the Atlantic Ocean escape, and you see draws a great King Shark, the creepy dweller to boot, and cold dwellers, warriors, some of that, some of that. George Woman, strange creatures and more. He's a perfect guide to the book, and I wanted him to work with him for years. In 2007, guys were providing rotating art duties for Invincible, the Man, Iron Man, some of that. But issues number 6, 19 to 20s, some of that. World War Hulk, Italian issues became Inker, the Captain America number 32, number 34, and then taking over the full duties as a 35. Wow. Number 35, some of that. Guys penciled this miniseries taking place in the Ultimate Universe, titled Ultimate Origins, written by Brian Michael Bendis. Bendis world of guys, I've been a fan of his for years and years. When I saw that he was doing Iron Man with Gage, I'm gonna have him. Guys with a pencil on the Wildstorm miniseries, Storm Paradise, written by Chuck Dixon. Personal life, and then we'll do the next step topic. Yeah. Guys have a daughter with his wife, Julie, named Elizabeth Dane, born in 1988. He died on May 1st, 2025, which is last Thursday. He was 63 years old. My next step topic has with Charlie Salas, born that name. He was an American actor best known for his portrayal of Thomas Horspace Paducah, from that. One of the Salvadors and Union members in the second season of HBO's The Wire. He also appeared in season 5 of Sopranos as Coach Morenos, from that. Other shows include Homicide Live on the Street and Law and Order. Also, she was in Law and Order SVU as Doc Foreman and Burt Fryer in 2 episodes. Cold Case in 2008 as Rusty Jenkins in an episode called Gory Get Days. He also in 12 Monkeys as a patient traveler in 1995, and 2 Bits same year, 95, as Bahu Driver. And same year, and Colleen Dredd's Angel's Bodyguard in 95. And Libby Heights as Lily in 1999. The Doghouse in 2000 as Jay. And the Hard Credit role is in 2004 as in Jersey Girl as Townie. He lived with his wife in Pennsylvania. He was a father of 5 children and grandfather of 4. He died in May 1st, 2020, which is his last birthday. He was 84 years old, born July 19th, 1940. My next death topic has to do with Jill Babu, born that name, how many else was last name? Yeah. Born that name. She was a American singer-songwriter, best known for the 1995 single "A Kiss a Girl," and Supermall, with the soundtrack of the album 1995 film Clueless. Her folk and expanded combinations of alternate between ironic, story-driven character studies and emotional ballads, and Dolly remarkable of such 1970s American songwriters such as Warren Zevon, Harry Nilsson, Warren Wright III, Harry Chaplin, and Randy Newman. Autobiographical elements including Sully's Jewish everything, some of that, and her sets battles with anorexia and depression, Frederick offers and Sorrow's Bride. In 2009, she Rock will release California Years, an album funded entirely by fans' donations, making her an early pioneer of crowdfunding. She was born January 16th, 1959. She was in Denver, Colorado. Anyways, but she was released 8 albums, studio albums, and original songs, 4 EPs, and greatest hits compilation albums in her lifetime. Her output was also included original songs available only via the internet, the covers of Robert Earl Keen's Christmas nominees track Merry Christmas with the Family, and a cover version of late Warren Zevon's Doris Gets Sick, including both associated album on the British Zevon tribute record in 1990s. And anyway, her debut album, Things Here About Are Different, released in 1999, produced by the pop legend Tom Rogers, who produced Bad Hell from 1977 at the time. But anyway, in other things, the album failed to sell. During this period, a top follow-up record was produced by British new wave rocker Joe Jackson. No, not that Joe Jackson we're talking about from father Michael Jackson. We're talking about another Joe Jackson. But anyway, whom she opened in 1991. This is another Joe Jackson we're talking about here. This is, okay? But anyway, it's an English musician, seen here. But anyway, but Sobo was dropped from her label and the second record was never released. And it was 5 years before Sobo landed another recording contract. Her 1995 album, Jill Sabu, established Sabu's as part of her virtual Midnight movement. Female singer-songwriters, including such artists as Lisa Bose, Julia Hayfield, and as Morris Sites, pronounce his last name. Sorry, anyway. The album contains her best-known composition, A Kiss a Girl, and a story song about a lesbian forming between two suburban girlfriends, which began unlikely radio success thanks in part to the command music video featuring Beefcake, Mal, Fabio Lesbo, Sumo, similar I Didn't Eat Yesterday, and I'm not gonna eat today, and I'm gonna eat tomorrow because I'm gonna be a sumo. Wow. Managed to be both celebrate American teenage lifestyles, including and became a well-known exclusion in the 1995 hit teens comedy film Clueless. Okay, the album seemed to establish Solo's commercial products. And her further album, Slow the Mariam, while it was musical with production powers and the rest of her career. In 1997, Happy Town featured her most eventual pop production, something like that. Anyway, contained songs such as about arranged topics include reactionary Christianity, which I'm not a huge parts of Christianity, but metal god, but Swords of Christ, the negative impact of anti-depressionists, mention of Rivio Happy Town, track that uses Anne Frank's. I'm like, stop telling me about Anne Frank's. This is stupid. Why? Thank God we're saying Anne Frank's enforced Nazis combinations as a member of the love song She's Boring as hell. But the praised by record reviewers, publishers reserve it as voice by that, and the Entertainment Weekly, Happy Town sound poorly. Oh, why? So anyway, Spotify supposed commercially population while solving her commercial monetization. Anyways, 2000s. The 2000 record Pink Pearl may be Solomon's most commercial set. It's anchored by three commercial female characters studies. Lucia D. Jim about an ultimate exercise that Claire and about aging lesbian somebody the Asperger's disease. Mary Kay about Mary Kay Robineux, the enormously alive school teacher that would become impressionist and was imprisoned as a result of story. I'm not gonna say the R word. Sorry, about a 13-year-old male student. Wow. When she married when he was reaching the age of consent. Wow. Pink Pearl also contains some Solomon's most direct commercial songwriting, especially the Elvis player somewhere in New Mexico. It's a comics called by Rock Me to Sleep. Don't Hurry commercial quotation of ad campaign for the album. This is selected some ball to open for him during his solo tour that year. 2004, her self-release an album. She released an album tracks called The Folk Years 2003 to 2003. In addition to some of her rare compositions and solo tracks that were later received full arrangements of her next major Bible release. She performed offbeat cover versions of such stars in the Doris Day theme song, Quay Surrey Syrup, and Sunrise Sunset with the Broadway musical Fear of the Roof. Anyway, the more variety record recorded Underdog Victorious, and also released in 2004, was one of the last albums distributed by legendary personal manager and musical rapper Danny Gruber's now defunct Omnius Records. The recordations of Omnius Records led her to extend her experiments with online music distributing and to relocate to New York City to Los Angeles. She continued to write and perform professionally to compose original music to television, including the popular Nickelodeon series Unfabulous. Wow. She also acted and performed her songs in writer-director Eric Strasser's 2004 film Man in the Gap in the street distributed in Austrian Queens, New York, with heart condition, who acquired the play in Manhattan. In mid-January 2008, she launched a website, JillsNextRecord.com, which sought to raise $75,000 through fan donations to her to produce, manufacture, distribute, and promote an upcoming studio album. In exchange for the donations, she offered her patrons a sort of record rewards with values with the amount of donations like that. These would range with free download of the album upon its release and $10, while the party of the a recording session that sang on the record $10,000. Wow. In March 2008, 53 days after the public launch of the site, she released her target to prove the donations of more than 500 people in 44 U.S. states and the D.C. 11 foreign countries. Wow. The summary album California was released on April 14th, 2009, and so its own label, Pinko Records. Her next record, Dolly's Charms 2014, she put music to lyrics on her favorite friends, favorite authors, including David Hapto, Jonathan Lamb, Via Lucy Sani, which saw released to eventual charms and antique charm bracelet she had been given. In 2018, she began crowdfunding and set the production of her next album, Nostalgia Kills. Rolling Stone lists the first single on the album, Hours in the Lost Things, among the 10 best new country and Americana songs. Her celebration musical, I'm not going to say that for in this show. Anyway, 7th grade. Opened at Wild Project Theater, New York in October 2022 and have several runs there. Anyways, it was nominated for 2023 Drama Jazz Award for Outstanding Musical. A New York Times review said that show was for nerds who grew up to be cool people. For 2020 onwards, she was at the Music and Residence, the Baywood Russian Center for School Justice, the LGBTQIA Community Center. Collaborations, okay? In the late 90s, she toured with Richard Barrett and the Richard and Jill Show. Together they wrote Better and Happy Town, Brought Me to Sleep, and Paint Pearl, Big Shoes, and Never Learned to Swim. Wow. Later portrayed on Barry's Clouds and Even album. They also appeared together with Mr. and Mrs. Sabo in the underground film next year in Germany. Jerusalem on that. Which featured a number of the collaborations I'm not gonna say it, sorry. The pair continued to cooperate, including Odd Girl Out. For 2010, Glow Bar Non Records. Anyway. They formed together. The songs have been used on West Wing, Fatality, Dawson's Creek, Soft from Nowhere, number of television shows. In 2018, Bonham produced and sang backing vocals on Hours and the Lost Things. Her album's Nostalgia Kills. In 1998, she joined Lloyd Cole's short-lived band, The Negatives. In 2004, she played one of the five leads in the film Mind the Gap with 6 other songs featured on the soundtrack. In 2005, she also contributed music to a fabulous and popular Nickelodeon television series about 13-year-old passionate songwriter, including a television title song performed by her under the program's opening credits. 4 collaborations or co-collaborations appear on the series star debut album on Fabulous and More, Emma Roberts. Something like that. Collaboration of Mexican wrestler and somebody's Pink Pearl Punch Rocker. In 94 Weeks, Mel Malfreak. Both written by her for Roberts' character for to compose on the program. And New Shoes, title co-written by her for a fabulous series co-creator Sue Rose, who also created Pepper Ran. You know, that's just me. But anyway, in 2006, she met Julia Swayze, the actress, comedian, writer, and started performing the Jill and Julia show. Something like that. Combination of songs and stories that formed James Writing Educational Foundation meme in Las Vegas on January 19th, 2007. And as well as at the regular show at the Growling Spear in Las Angeles. Also in the same year, 2006, she created a theme song from blogger Aurelia Hobbiton's self-help book, Upcoming Freelance. And also in the same year, 2007, she teamed up with John Doe to produce a recorded cover of Neil Young's Down by the River for American records for BCD Cinnamon Girl. Woman artist network Neil Young covered Neil Young for charity. Okay, next thing to it. Other contributing artists in the CD including Lori, Kenya, Dolly, Josie Cotton, Kristen Hirsch, Bria Phillips, and Watson twins. Also that same year, 2007, Slowly Song San Francisco became the first single released by Don Was. As part of his Washington Chevrolet K record music, and advertising sponsor means for the recording and distributing of new music. Part of our Marian website, I'm not gonna say the word channel.com. But anyway, the pair also contributed in the 60-minute concert, the top bill titled Jill Chabot's Dance Party. She wrote at 3 in 2 parts in both that site and YouTube. But anyway, in May 2008, she also released a CD of music of Parsock and the Platypus, a multimedia collaboration of Sober playwright Elise Foran, and graphic artist Kelly Ann Horan from that. The play written by Foran, books and lyrics from that, was also and soloing music, and illustrating the graphic novel by Horan tells the story of first young woman, Sarah, a musician, and for Harvard, a neuroscientist who later locates her family for Los Angeles birthday, something like that. Australia, wow, study REBM sleep, something like that. The platypus, a unique species native to Australia, something like that. Started by a mother's recent suicide happening, with the suicide effects in her own treatment and depression. She renames herself Prozac, rages when the songwriting rebels. Meanwhile, in her father's lab, Sarah finds an unexpected covenant in her father's current lab subject. Some of that. Johnny Platypus, who speaks to her and calls himself Frankie. And put in this piece, according to his website, Music Club and Science Lab become testing grounds which angry teen scientist Barbara Pitt, honorary mythology agent against modern neuroscience research. The dreams of Platypus proved to be a link between the two. From 2009 to 2010, she performed with Julia Swansea in the revue called Jill and Julia. The following two originally met at the TED conference and performed together in TED 2008, but they brought the show in row in 2009 2010. Performed in New York, Denver, among other locations. The show is all about a mix of music, stories, and commentary. Now, personal life and death. Now we're going to move on to the next step topic. But anyway, she identifies bisexual, and she died in house fire, Woodbury, Minnesota, Memorial last Thursday. She was 66 years old. My next step topic has with Dara Birnbaum. This will be a wild moment right there. But okay, gotta move on from there. Born that name, she was American video and installation artist. She was entered the national field of video art in the mid to late 1970s, challenging the year's bias in the period of television's ever-growing process within the American household. Her anyways, Always probably addresses racial and auditory features, mass media through the interactions video art, YouTube, and television. She used video reconnect television imagery, using materials such graphical formats as quizzes, soap operas, and soap programmes. The foundation of her work uses techniques which involve the impression of images and combination of flow with text and music. She was also well known for having spawned paint, part of the feminist art movement. Wow. but emerged within the arts in the mid-1970s. She lived and worked in New York City. Born in New York in 1946, she was a daughter of actress Philip Barnum and Mary Barnum. In 1969, she received a bachelor BA Arts with that in Architecture in College Marlin University, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She subsequently worked in the Lawrence Opera Associates Offshore Farm in San Francisco. Her work with the firm is still in long concerning civil space exploration of the relationship between private and public spheres in mass culture. In 1973, she obtained a BFA in painting for the San Francisco Art Institute. Something like that. How long is this? Oh wow. It's been a lot. Okay. But anyway. Her career began with this, an artistic practice, okay? In 1974, okay? Bobby moved to Florence for a year, okay? And was introduced to field art by the Central Doris Scarvia in the gallery of that encouraged this artist to explore field very early on. Shortly after her return to New York City in 1975, she met Dan Graham, okay? Visual artist writer culture who greatly impacted her artistic development. He introduced her to Screen Journal, a British film very journal, who provided crucial analysts of mainstream cinema during the 1970s. She was very interested in the journal's decision of immigrating females contacts in the concrete cinema. The film screen the fall and the superior to conservative television, a museum who she believed in to have replaced film as a dominant force in American mass culture. During the mid-1970s, the poet, writer, and historian Alan Sorbian led brilliant her Sony projects with that, which enabled her to create her film first experiment field works such as Control Piece and Mirroring. As part of these works were exploring the separation between the body and the representation. Those who use the mirrors with project images. These processes of mirrors continued into the late 1970s. Mirror works, which focus primarily on the combination of television combinations with that. Both the formation and variation of television combinations, she used borrowed images to explain mediums, technical structures, and body gestures. These explorations laid the foundation of her most financial work in 1978-1979. Visual art work entitled Technology Transformation Wonder Woman. In the work, she used footage approaching the television of Wonder Woman to subvert unusual subtext and means embedded in the television series. Over the prolonged subview of theory of explorations, explosions like that, exploration by the Warren Club, beside technology transformation, Wonder Woman's supercharged, action-packed version, what virus with that? Vans, sorry. Throughout it's nearly 6 minutes, we see several scenes feature the main character Diane Prince, in which she transforms into famed superhero and commercial use Wonder Woman, illustrates the efforts she made into exploring television, which we could indicates a questions of analyzing the television video medium, which is within its own terms with that. Exploration of the structural elements of television concept and the attempt to back television. To television with that. Anyway. In 1979, she started to make her fast edited video colleagues. from colleges and projects while working with TV post-production units. In 1982, she created a piece in PM Magazine Ancient Rock, which was partially built from the nightly TV program PM Magazine. 7 from Wayne Computer's commercial. Workers created for Director 7, and it's part of a 4-channel video installation. It later became a single channel and video distributed by Electronic Arts Intermix with that. Which the music was composed by Simon Stauffer. PM Magazine and Ancient Rock underscores the themes and commissions with that television and feminism. Embodies works through the use of pop images and composed version of LA Woman by the Doors. In 1981, Bohem dominated the no-wave musical performance of Glenn Barsh's Symphony No. 1, which is boring, I know. For the Foreman Garage and for Electronic Arts Intermix. In 1985, she was promoted in the Whitney Barrios for that. In her 1990 single channel, work of Can Talking the Street, the visual art that's taking her in the street in a frame through this iconic variation of Paris uprising in May 1968. Illustrated with student footage of the Take Back Tonight march held at Princeton University in April 1987. Her 1994 6-channel video installation Osage as a subject kidnapped in Hans Meyer Marine Strider in 1997. Wow. Say something anyway. Technology Television Wonder Woman tells numerous museum collections, including Museum of Modern Art, the Metropolitan Museum of Art, Smithsonian, the Whitney Museum of American Art. She's also worked in the collections of National Quality of Canada, Museum National Conservatory, the Ray Sofa, the MSMK, the Museum Corps, Audrey Potsdam, Bogum, so on. She died last Friday. She was 68 years old. And my last step topic has to do with Jim Smith, born James Cogjob. He was known professionally as Jim Smith. Was an American animator and musician. He worked on Mighty Mouse, The New Adventures, okay? His long-time working partner, John Kunrashi, the creator of best known for Ren and Stimpy Show. Smith briefly worked on Tiny Toon Adventures, alongside Grofowski, Bob Camp, and Lynn Nair, and he founded Spoxmo. Okay? Where he co-developed the Ren and Stimpy Show, for which he parted in 1992, alongside the creator of the show in 91. And Ripping Friends in 2001. He was nominated for remaining faithful to Krupowski. Used to pronounce it, sorry. How he refused to join games animation for his work the X. I was afraid of Nickelodeon Animated Studio. Working at Krupowski, something like that. His projects on animated other works using until cans without labels in 2017. Anyway. He also wanted to play the guitar for the Ren and Stimpy Beam in the intro. Performing alongside production assistant Scout Army, co-writer worker Chris Riccardi. He died of a heart attack last Friday. He was 7 years old. His former Spotcho colleagues Bob Camp and Roger Dodgy used their respective social media profiles to pay tribute to him. Now we're going to do a multi-side special regards to not one, not two, but 8 death topics right now. Thank you. Recipes these 8 following people. Now I promise you we're going to do a depth topic on Roy Thomas Baker originally on these last 2 or 3 episodes of Crazy Bunch web show, but I have to wait till next week. But right now we're talking about Star Wars Day, okay? Today is officially Star Wars Day and it's May the 4th. May the 4th be with you, okay? An official Commanders Day, official annual on May 4th to celebrate the Star Wars media franchise created by filmmaker George Lucas. The first of the day spread quickly through media and grassroots of celebration since the franchise began in 1977. They originated from a fun May the 4th be with you. The Star Wars catchphrase May the 4th be with you. Okay? Even though the holiday was not created until declared by Lucasfilm at all, many Star Wars fans have chosen to create the holiday. It was since embraced by Lucasfilm, the Walt Disney Company, as an annual celebration of Star Wars. Release date was the original Star Wars movie was May 25th, 1977. Celebrating some Greek Pride Day. Okay? The history of that goes like this, okay? The first recorded reference of the praise being used is what was on Thursday, May 3rd, 1979, the day the 1979 UK general election, which Margaret Thatcher was elected, and Prime Minister was the United Kingdom. Okay? The press there for support there before the votes were counted. Her political party and the conspiracies purchased a half-page advertisement page for tea. London, England Evening News. Read, Dear Maggie, may the 4th be with you. Party workers. In 1988 episode of Count Dracula, the vampires strikes back. Space superhero, the tremendous Torrance as Dracula. The day and is told May the 4th. Darius departs and he tells all below, may the 4th be with you. Raiders are also used in the United Kingdom. Partnered with the Defense debut on May 4th, 1994. At Torments and author Jean Dudros used the same in page 94 in her 1999 book, Styles of Star Wars. Anyways, in 2008, the first Facebook group appeared celebrating Luke Skywalker Day with the same catchphrase. In 2011, the first organized celebrating Star Wars Day took place in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Toronto Underground Cinema, produced by Sean Ward, Alice Quinn. Festivities include an original trilogy, trivia game show, which I'm a huge game show fan, by the way, not a trivia fan, but anyway, a costume contest with celebrity judges and best tribute films, mashups and parodies, remixes of big screen. Second annual edition took place on May 4th, 2012. Fans including government officials such as Boris Johnson have celebrated Star Wars in a variety of ways on social media and on television. Major League Baseball, Associated Football, and college sports teams have paid tribute to Star Wars in many different ways. Minor League Baseball teams such as the Toronto Mudhens and Durham Bulls have worn special uniforms by Star Wars Day promotions. On Star Wars Day 2015, astronauts in the International Space Station watched Star Wars, and also the same year, commercial bells inside the Peace Tower and Partial Hall in Canada played Everyone's March, being Star Wars, among other space-related tunes. In June 2021, it was announced that Carrie Fisher will receive her a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2022. She received a star on Star Wars Day, May 4th, 2023. Now, I'm not going to read everything exception of initial dates. But anyway, except for the fact Disney. But let's just read Disney first and we'll do initial dates. But anyways, Disney, since 2013, Walt Disney Company has eventually observed the holiday with some Star Wars events and festivities at Disneyland and Walt Disney World. Disney had purchased Lucasfilm, including the rights to Star Wars in late 2012. The finale of Clone Wars was made available on Disney Plus on May 4th, 2020. The Star Wars Rise of Skywalker, which I've not seen yet, unfortunately. So don't ask me to see it until I have a spoiler alert. But anyway, as well as the documentary series Disney Gallery Demand Narration, spoiler alert, sorry, were also made available on Disney Plus the same day. On Star Wars Day 2021, the animated series Star Wars Bad Batch, I've never seen it yet. Spoiler alert, sorry. Okay. Also premiered on Disney Plus, one short film, Maggie Simpson's Star The Force Awakens is not. Spoiler alert, I might have seen it yet. Second trailer for Obi-Wan Kenobi was released on May 4th, 2022. I haven't seen the show. Anyways, as well as Disney Gallery, The Book of Bobby Feet. Okay, never heard of it. The second volume of Star Wars Visions. I have not seen Star Wars Visions, okay. Short films, Maggie Simpson and the Well Not Quite One. And Star Wars Young Jedi Vision Adventures. I did books about it before, but more released on May 4th, 2023 on Disney Plus. The second installment of Star Wars Tales, starring Star Wars Empire, premiere on May 4th, 2024. Small Tales of Underworld aired exactly a year later. Anyways, initial dates: Revenge of the Sith 5th and 6th. Some Revenge on the day after May 5th was Revenge on the 5th. Play Star Wars Episode 3. I have not seen it yet. Revenge of the Sith and Celebration of Sith Wars. However, various characters in Star Wars series rather than the Jedi. Fortunately, I'm not a Jedi. I'm more of a filmmaker, technician, and mostly the hard rock musician. So that's just me. Yeah. I will celebrate with this one later known as May 6th is Revenge of the Sixth. The very part of the 7th. Vote other members of November the 5th and 6th as this instead. And the 6th of May was considered known as Return of the 6th. Wow. As Return of the Jedi, which, spoiler, I've not seen it yet, sorry. As a trilogy inspires the Star Wars films. May 25th, on the 30th anniversary release day on Star Wars of May 25th, 1977, the Los Angeles City Council declared May 25th, 2007 as Star Wars Day. Separate inclinations of observing Street Pie Day on May 25th. Wow. Space and Star Wars connection alongside the ties to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which I'm not seeing. Tile Day. And Discworld. Star Wars: A Star Wars Story, which I'm not seeing, was also released on May 25th, 2018, 41 years after the original Star Wars. And that is it, and then we're going to read one more thing. Tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo, and that is a Mexico story, okay? And that we'll celebrate right now, okay? It's Spanish from 5th of May. It's an annual tradition held on May the 5th to celebrate Mexico's victory over the Second French Empire, the Battle of Russia in 1862. Led by General, I can't pronounce his name, sorry. He died months after the battle of the illness. However, the larger French force immediately defeated the Mexican army in the Second Battle of Bologna, event of Colorado, Mexico City. Following the end of the American Civil War in 1965, the United States began lending money to guns to the Mexican liberals, pushing France and Mexicans separations, the edge of defeat. And the opening of the French chambers in January 1866. Napoleon III announced that he would withdraw French troops from Mexico. In line, the French requested American abroad. The American Secretary of State, William H. Stewart, replied to the French withdrawal to Mexico, which should be credentials for that. More popular in the United States than in Mexico, Cinco de Mayo has become associated with the celebration of Mexican and American culture. Celebration began in Colombia, California, where they have been celebrated annually since 1862. The day gave nationwide popularity beyond there. Those who Mexican-American heritage in the 1980s due to the advertising campaign to buy beer, wine, industrial companies. Today, Cinco de Mayo gathers beer sales on par with the Super Bowl. Fortunately, that's not my thing. Bits and pieces, but Mexico, the celebration of Bao continues to be mostly similar, such as group military parades and Bao detachments. City Park marks the event, special festivals, and detachments of Bao. Cinco de Mayo is sometimes mistaken for Mexican Independence Day, which is okay. Most important national holiday in Mexico was celebrated on September 16th. So celebrated the Quiet of Doors in 1810. Starting with the Mexican War of Independence from Spain. Cinco de Mayo has been referred to featuring entertainment media, has been become a creation of global celebration Mexican culture, cuisine, and heritage. So that's all we're going to talk about right now. It's also called this El Day de la Independencia de Papa. Now I have to speak Spanish more often. Okay, whatever. So that is it. Let's say, and also this it was pretty common day, which I'll not talk about this episode, but that's just me. Which falls on May 4th. Also today. But anyway, that's all for this episode. Now, before we go, folks, today, officially is gonna be free. It's gonna be Family Fun Day. It's almost, so I'm gonna be going there before we get going. So get prepared for it. I'm looking forward to get ready. So while I'm gonna get prepared for it, it's gonna be a huge one. We're gonna do a vlog episode from there in between. So be look out for it. So there you go on that. And that was the Crazy Bunch web shows number 104. Hope you enjoy it. So it's gonna be a brand new episode of Lunchtime coming away sometime today. Not sure when, but we'll see what happens. Now, excuse me, I gotta get ready, get myself some lunch, and get some ready from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. to get prepared for. Till next time, so just baby, go up and say out. See ya.